Let's take a look at Ribbit today so you can track website traffic and understand user behavior with a simplified Google Analytics alternative. Here's the sales page. I'd rather just jump right into the tool. I do like this feature right here. I don't know if we're going to be able to look at that because I'm going to be hooking up my site to it. We'll see what ends up happening if it automatically syncs this information from your analytics. This is a really cool feature that I haven't seen in another tool. It actually gives you a global feature look at users on your website, which is really cool. So the license tier 1 at $49, you're going to get 3 websites up to 20,000 visitors per month and 1 user. License tier 2 is $129. You get 100,000 visitors per month or page views. Websites 10 and users 3. I believe that 100,000 would probably be broken up into all 10 websites. So all it takes is for you to have one successful website or a couple of different successful websites, and then it would bog itself down. And then license tier 3, $279, 250,000 page views per month. So 250,000 page views, up to 25 sites, and users up to 10. I do like that you get the web vitals, funnels, goals, error tracking, journeys, user profiles, 2-year data retention, and you get all that in green. I do want to come over here and just click on these just to make sure. They just have a lot of features. So they are giving you access to the entire system, the entire platform. Really the big things are if you want users to be able to manage and you want more websites and more page views, then that's what's going to constitute going up on tiers. Okay. So overall, this has 5 reviews so far. It just released yesterday on AppSumo. And it looks like it's got some good reviews coming in. So we're going to take a look at this right now. When you log into the dashboard, you have this menu over here and then sub menu. If you add more sites, you're going to add your site here, public analytics. You'll be able to easily switch between the sites and the projects you have. Immediately when we log in, I did add my site through the process. When you set up your account, they'll ask you for one of your websites. And so I gave it my website. I know that I'm getting used to this. This is hosted on Ghost. I think it's ghost.org. And I've been a WordPress user for like the last 15 years. I would consider myself definitely above average when it comes to building WordPress sites and dealing with plugins and injecting different codes in HTML. But when it comes to going away from WordPress, I don't have a whole lot of knowledge with that. We did recently, a couple months ago, migrate my website, LearnWirePro.com, over to this new platform called Ghost. And so far, I like it. Everything is under one roof. You don't need extra plugins and all that. It's really just supposed to be a very clean system. I'm yet to do my review on Ghost, but I know some of you have requested that. So I'll be doing that soon, probably in the next couple of weeks. Now, this is a full-blown analytics dashboard that is kind of to either complement or technically it could replace Google Analytics. Anytime you can not rely on Google for stuff, I am a fan of that. This would be considered a script where it's getting traffic based on their script. It's going to be able to look under the hood and see where your visitors are coming from instead of relying on Google's snippet and putting that on your website. Anybody can build a website tracker. That's essentially what this is, where you don't have to rely on Google Analytics or Google Search Console tools. Ghost is pretty cool because you can log in and you can actually get a lot of stats inside of here under analytics. I can go over here to web traffic and see this stuff. Essentially, this is a more expensive platform. That's where your Ribbit is going to come in because first of all, they have all these guides and I'm surprised they don't have Ghost added. I'm sure that they're going to be adding that. Hopefully they watch this review and they add Ghost, but they've got WooCommerce, Wix, Webflow, WordPress, Squarespace, Shopify. They've got a bunch of guides. There's Framers, another one right over there. I believe Ghost is one of those that should be on here. Hopefully they'll add that, but I don't think that's going to matter adding this because we have our snippet over here and they're giving this to us immediately. They have docs and all that. Essentially, I'm going to push this copy button over here. I'm going to go into Ghost, into my settings, show you how easy this is. We'll come in here to code injection. And this is just kind of like, if you're using Ghost, this is how easy this actually is. We'll come right over here and I'll just push return. I'll do 2 returns and then I'll paste that script in right there. So we have our Ribbit script and I'll push save right there. And then that part is just straight up done. Now we can close this out. We can push close there as well. Then we'll go back over here to the dashboard. We'll see how long it takes to register. I'll come over here and refresh right here. Perfect. So I've had to mess around with it a little bit and I was wondering why we weren't getting any data, but once you install the snippet on your website, it's going to start tracking from that moment on, right? So that makes sense, right? It's not going to be able to pull months of data because it has not been on your site for that long. So you do need to know from that day forward, you're going to have a new tracking platform getting into your first 7 days, your first 14 days, and then your first 30 days. That's when you're going to be able to get a full month of capturing traffic and getting a really nice picture of where your traffic's coming from and all the analytics. With that said, you're not going to be able to, and I believe that's exactly the way it works with Google Analytics. Google cannot track your site without you installing the code on your website. We just installed the code. We did that in Ghost and I showed you that. And then, but before that, I was like, oh, how does this work on like WordPress as well? So we went into WordPress. Here's one of my sites and I'll walk you through how simple that was as well. We go over here to, we'll just go log into this site real quick and I'll show you. So what I did, I logged into one of my WordPress sites and you can do this by going into Appearance and you can go into Theme Builder and you can add the code yourself if you want to. Most people are more comfortable with adding a plugin. This one's called HFCM, the header, footer. You can go to all snippets. You can go to add new. You're just going to go to add new. You're going to, I titled this Ribbit and you're going to see it's an HTML code and you're going to go and you're just going to paste it in right here and push save. Right over here, we'll go to all snippets and you'll see we have a Facebook Metapixel and Ribbit right here. The code is right there. So then I went to this page right here. And then maybe we want to go to another page in here. So I'm going to go to dashboard and we'll take a look at some of my pages. So let me just go to my pages, all pages, and we'll just look at this page right here. I'm going to push the view button here. And then we're on another sales page right over here. So then we come back over here inside of Ribbit. And also you're going to get all the information you need. They have a bunch of things you can do right over here. They have full guides and everything. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that and we'll come back in here. And so this should track now that second page view, right? So I'm going to go and say push refresh, or we're in the LearnWire one. So let me go back into Biz Growth. So look how easy it is to switch between them. That's really cool. And then we can come over here. We have 5 page views, 1 unique user. I'm the only one that's logged into this website today in the last, 5-10 minutes. And it already picked up that we went to this right over here. To 2K in 3 days. That's the page that we were just on right over here, 2K in 3 days right there. And then we went to Simple Commission Formula just a second ago, which was the other page as well. And it picked that up as well, right? So you're going to be able to go and get all this information right over here. Entry pages, page titles, exit pages, host names, all that kind of information. So you're already getting that information. I've been on one of those pages for now about 5 minutes now, right? So you're going to get all those stats right there. It's going to start lighting up green right there. This couldn't have been any easier to install the code. You guys saw how it's literally just a couple lines of code. You put it on any website. It doesn't even look like they really know Ghost because they don't have a guide for it. I was able to easily get this to work on my site as well on LearnWire. You can see that we've been to Form Robin AI. We came from Google. You're going to see all this information over here. Let me see if I can find another review that I'm ranking for so that we can demo this for you as well. Maybe we'll even get to our website. We'll go to LearnWire on YouTube. We'll go with this one right over here. And oh wait, no, yeah, actually that's fine. We're on YouTube right here, and then we'll scroll down here and click on right here, LearnWire Courses. So you come back over here into Ribbit, and you can see no one has gone to courses since installing the snippet code on our site for tracking purposes. We're going to click on the courses page on my website. You can see here we're now on our LearnWire Courses page. You can see a couple of those pages. Definitely need to redo this page and make it a lot nicer and fancier now that I have another course that I just launched as well. But now let's go back over and see how fast this actually picks that up and tracks. It's already tracked that up. Someone has already gone in, and I have not touched this or gone to the what is Notion. And you can see somebody while recording this video, right? I have not even pushed pause in the last few minutes. Somebody did just visit our website and they came from Bing right here and they went to this one right here. What is Notion, right? So that's really cool. You can see it picked up that courses page right there as well. So this is super, super fast. See that Bing? What is Notion? Let's see if we can get more information on the unique users. for us. It should have more unique users. Oh, so that's that. Yeah, I have this filtered out. I need to close off on Bing. So you can easily just click on one of your traffic sources. You can see we have 2 unique users right here, 4 page views. This is tracking super easy. I have used Google Search Console and Google Analytics, and this is already easier to use than both of those tools. This is literally like as easy as it possibly can get. Those other tools, they're really complex. They're hard to use. They're hard to figure out how to use. And I'm pretty tech savvy, software savvy, obviously. And I've never really felt really good about like Google Analytics, where to find where my Pinterest traffic is. I feel like you have to click on 10 different buttons and links just to pull up the stat you're looking for. And right over here, you're going to instantly be able to come in here and just sort this by month and see where your actual traffic referrers are coming from. We've got United States over here. So both people were from the United States, time zones, regions, cities. So we had someone from Georgia a couple minutes ago on the Edge browser, because I don't use that. They visited our website. So you can already see Decatur, Georgia. I live in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. This is very accurate. Look at these maps. You get these time zones, Denver, New York. You get devices. Both were on desktop, Windows, Mac, screen dimensions. Really awesome information you're getting. And we haven't even gone to any other options or pages. This software is exciting me a lot. We're going to go over here. Let's see if we can click on that globe button and move the globe around. This is kind of a fun toy. Let's go find the United States. You can see where I live right there in New Mexico in the United States, near Albuquerque. It's a suburb right north of Albuquerque. It's called Rio Rancho, city of about 100,000 people. And then we come over here, and that person that just visited our website, I'm actually so glad that we installed a snippet while making the video. Someone actually visited my site. So that's really cool. We were able to get someone that was very, that Decatur right there, very near Atlanta. Look how granular you can actually get. This is already way better than Google Analytics and Search Console, in my personal opinion. I like easy. This is super easy for most people. You grab some snippet, you put a plug in. We went and easily installed it in Ghost. That's the cool part about Ghost, by the way, is that we didn't have to install that extra plugin. Ghost is built in a way, and I need to use this example when I make my Ghost review, but I just wanted to point that out, that we were able to come in here and just go click right over here on Ghost, and then come back over here into site injection, code injection, and then we added in our code right there. So they already have that taken care of. We don't have to figure out how to do that on WordPress, which is super cool. So then we have our pages right over here, right? So it's picked up the pages that have been visited. It's not going to scan your site and pick up every page, all 200 pages that you have, or it's going to pick up pages that have been crawled or visited based on tracking. So we have, they found what is Notion. I'm just curious if we went over to Bing. I just want to do some fun research here, and I want to go, what is Notion? I want to go with what is Notion and just see, like, are we ranking somewhere for this? Let's go right there. Wikipedia, Asana, reviewed. We're not ranking on page, but it looks like they're only showing about 5 results right there. Let's go back and see if we're ranking anywhere right over here. Media. And they might have even came from this right here. I think this is probably my YouTube video. I'm not seeing my site ranking. I mean, of course, it's an extremely competitive keyword, but yeah, I'm not seeing. So yeah, I'm not seeing that I'm ranking on Bing. We're ranked on the second page right here, Notion review. Is it worth it? I think that one might be my video as well. They found my site and the stats show. I would like to know like how they found it, like what keyword they used, but I don't know if we'd be able to find that or not, but we can see. So LearnWire homepage has been visited, the courses page, the Form Robin page, and then what is Notion, right? That's where you're going to see the popular pages. Of course, we're looking at this year. You can look at all the easy stats right there. I don't know what the green means. And then there's a filter right over here. Once you have hundreds of pages and more information, you'll be able to filter that out as well. Let's go click on performance real quick. So here's where you're going to really be able to dive deep into Web Vitals collection. Web Vitals collection is core Web Vitals, and enabling Web Vitals will increase your event usage. So you can go and you have to push this enable if you want to get all this really intricate details. I'm not really worried about that. And then we can go into goals, create your first conversion goal to start tracking important user actions. So you can actually come in here and we can create a page goal or an event goal. and possibly set up some type of conversion tracking and everything. I'm going to go ahead and skip through that, but that's really cool that they have goals, which you can set up in Google Analytics as well. Now, product analysis is funnels. Create your first funnel to track conversions through your site's user journeys. Let's say their first landing page here, and then they click on a specific course landing page. You can put a code on your website specifically on that page. You can even get into putting code on a specific button on a page. When that button is clicked, you'll be able to track that. And then if it takes it into another page, you can put another snippet on there and they actually end up buying. That could be another goal. So you can get really granular on all that as well. We have journeys right here. We have a toggle right over here as well. We have a filter, and you have step 1, step 2. You can see the home page right there. There's the form robin, and then there's courses right there. So those are the pages that you can kind of see the user journey. And then retention, we can click on retention and we can start looking at this. There's not going to be a very good graph right here for us. You can see right over here. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything on retention, but that will be something to look at once you start getting information. And probably when you have filled out your funnels and journeys, it'll probably make more sense and you'll get more stats on the retention part. Behavior, you have sessions right over here. So we are getting more traffic is what it's looking like. So we're on December 4th right here, and you can see that I'm making the video on December 4th, and just during the time of making the video right now, I started the video around 10 a.m. maybe, and you can see it's 10:26, 10:32. We've already got other people. Someone else, Tan Tiglon, also found Form Robin review and went to it as well. Lavender Cats went to, okay, so maybe I'm not really sure. They're just naming this with a fun naming convention with animals and stuff like that, but you can definitely see the page views. This is the really cool part. Someone came in here, and we'll just call them Silver Tapper because that's what they're calling them there. But you can see we come in here, they're from the United States, and you can see that they're on a Mac using Chrome desktop, and they have viewed 3 times, right? So here's Clifton. This person has been to 2 pages, so you can start collecting where people are coming from, what pages they're visiting, and so forth. That's about sessions, and then we can go into users right over here. Someone else came to the site. It looks like they went to 4 different pages. We have Clifton right over here, but I'm not sure why 4 different people from Clifton, New Jersey had come here, but we have the page views and all that as well. So you got all that information. We have our events tracker over here. So I started this review about 18 minutes ago. You can see we have more people coming in, Form Robin and so forth. So really cool. And then you have your errors right here as well. Okay, just click on this up here, and then you can see your different sites right over here. We have 6 sessions, 6 users. Obviously, I'm getting more traffic to my LearnWire site than this one. This is just when I do WordPress launches. So we can go back in here and click on this view. Okay, so you got to click the view button. So we're in LearnWire Pro. You can see that we've had more people coming in and taking a look at the website. And I think that you're going to spend a lot of time on probably your main page. And then you've got your globe page, which I still think is super cool. Yeah. So there's more people that came in right over here, really close to New York City. And then you have your pages right over here as well. Overall, super stoked about this software. I really think that this is super promising. There's been a couple of users that have said that they would like to see that this right here, they're a little bit concerned with. Some people are already getting maybe 20,000 views or 50,000 page views for a website. So when they buy a license tier 2 and then like maybe 80,000 views is going to one site, that might be a problem. This lifetime deal for people that are already getting hundreds of thousands of views is probably not going to be the best lifetime deal for you. This is going to be for people that, I'm not even getting 10,000 visitors on any of my websites. And so even tier 1 would be totally fine. I think the sweet spot's probably the tier 2 for just $129, 10 websites. I really think license tier 2 is great. At some point, I'm going to go back to the lifetime deal thing, right? If you pick up one of these license tier 2 or license tier 3 and you start getting 150,000 visitors per month, like that's an amazing problem to have. If you can't figure out how to make a lot of money, $10,000 or more per month from 100,000 views, then you need to be investing your time into learning how to make money from your website. I have a friend that's making $35,000 from a little Shopify store from organic search traffic from Google mostly. And they're getting about I think it's about 130,000 visitors per month, and they're making over $30,000 a month. When you have traffic going to your site, it's going to change depending on what you're selling, your audience, and your niche. Generally speaking, if you're getting 100,000 plus visitors to a website, you should be making thousands of dollars, and that could be $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month, or it could be 10,000 plus per month. So that's what I would have to say to people that are, kind of complaining about the 100,000. At some point, these people, if you want them to be around, it does the lifetime deal buyer no good if you go in and buy all this and then they, 2 years later can't make it because they aren't acquiring customers. All their resources are spent on giving way too much to lifetime deals. I believe that there has to be a fine balance, and you can find a nice balance here. For $279 for an amazing tracking tool right over here, you're going to be able to easily pay for the upgrade. If you're getting 250,000 visitors per month to your websites, you're going to be able to buy their monthly package and upgrade to the next level because you're going to be making so much money. It shouldn't be a factor. That's the way I feel about it personally. I know everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I respect that. Overall, it's got good reviews. I really like this right here. Other than maybe the page view thing, it's so easy to add this. I've got to give this 5 stars, guys. That map thing right over here, and just how easy it is to see your pages, how it instantly tracked people coming to my website. This is a 5-star tool. So glad that I decided to review Ribbit. What do you guys think? The link will be below if you want more in-depth reviews like this. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and watch my next video. I can highly recommend this tool, 5 stars. Click on the first link below and pick up Ribbit while it's on lifetime deal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.